Is the police in London getting worse?
I mean, kind of worse, kind of better. It really depends on what area you're talking about. Like, for example, back then they were a lot more racist, a lot more sexist, stuff like that. But nowadays they just don't really give a fuck about anything.
If anything, I actually think they went better in my point of opinion with my own experience, because I did had some issues recently.
But I got attacked by a TFL bus driver and they didn't do anything.
I can tell you why, but you're not gonna like it. They're probably racist.
It's getting worse, you know, because the other day I went to see the Michael Jackson thing at the theatres up in London, and this guy was on his bike going up and down the platform, yeah, and he hit this kid with his handlebar. It was outrageous. And then the police, they were coming over saying, get off your bike, and this guy was like, nah, F off and that. He did nothing. He didn't even get off the bike, and then he got on the train and he caused more havoc, and it was outrageous.
I feel like the police have gotten a bit worse. Like, on average, the crime rate's gone up, and with all like the youth stuff going on, knife crime, all of that, I feel like the police isn't doing enough to stop it. They're focusing like on the wrong things instead of focusing on the main problem, which is like the youth and the influence like social media and like culture in the UK has on it.
I think that I feel quite safe in Watford with the police. I've just started my first stall in Watford today, and I've noticed them walking backwards and forwards quite a few times, so that's quite reassuring. I'm not sure at night time because I don't go out in the evenings quite so much these days, but I've heard it is that a lot of people say they don't feel so safe in the evening.
Like, low-key, something really bad could happen, they'll be like, okay, whatever. But it could be someone of a different race, someone who's like queer, especially in America, like queer America, and they just like treat them like crap. Like, everyone, if we all bleed the same colour, then we all are the same people. That's my opinion.
No, they did nothing. They just said, get off your bike 3 times, and then just left it. They could have kicked him off because he was hurt someone and he was endangering people, you get what I mean?
Metropolitan Police, they're just really bad at their jobs. They need to get better. I guess you could say like respectful, like people of the public. I've had an encounter where they've talked to people like disrespectfully. I just don't think that's right. Since they're police, they should be more friendly to the people, but in some cases they're not.
Look, some people, it's... Hello.
Are you all together?
No. Yeah, well, kind of, yeah.
I kind of asked them. You guys consent to me recording, right? So
Yeah, of course. The kids?
No, this is different.
How is it different?
We try to explain it, you don't listen. This
I just don't like
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
I think times have changed. I think when I was growing up, when we grew up, we're local, we grew up in Watford. So I think when we were young, we remember walking down here in the evening, being very, very safe. I think now that's changed. And I know from my sons being up here for an evening that things definitely changed and there's not enough police around. You don't feel protected. You don't feel, and even as a young man, you don't feel that safe. There's so many gangs about now. And I just think, obviously, the police do their best, but just something needs to change. And we need to feel safe in this town again, because I don't think at the moment people feel very safe.
Also, they're so bigoted now. Like, we've gotten looks from people just because of the way we're dressed. And we're more likely, for example, to get a question than like if somebody was wearing like most perceived as like if somebody wasn't of colour. If, like, they're just so much more bigoted now, and they're more likely to attack minority groups, and I just think that's disgusting.
Especially like people who are trans. Like, I know a couple of people who have been knife crimed being transgender, including myself. And I mean,
Now, what do you identify as?
Transmasculine.
Transmasculine.
I can't really help being born in the wrong body, which is quite shitty.
Fair enough.
And it's not exactly our fault, so why attack us?
Also, just like religious symbolism related, it's people, for example, my mum, I'm pretty sure she's been harassed several times out in public. I've been with her, and because she's Muslim, she wears a hijab, she's been harassed for that.
Some guy that I know for a couple years now, a couple weeks ago, he was chilling around these guys, you know, not most well-respected guys. Some, like a gang pulled up and like kidnapped my mate. I know. Luckily, they found him. Like, police found the guys. It was a proper sad story. Police came out, pulled everyone out of the car, and they literally started beating my mate because they were just like trying to get everyone. But until the police found out my mate was the guy that was kidnapped, they also were beating him as well. Like, not trying to. They didn't know who it was. Didn't have a picture of the victim. It was just like proper terrible. After all of that, they were like, "Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, like your dad's coming to get you." But before that, it was just terrible. Yeah, police brutality, man.
I feel like the main thing they should focus on is involvement with the youth, like helping the youth socialize, make like meaningful connections, instead of like beef and all of this like nonsense, man.
Police, I believe that they've always been really bigoted,
Yeah.
and I believe that they're getting worse. They may have improved in some aspects, but not everyone is that good, and
Of course.
I do believe they are getting worse, especially in terms of bigotry.
Yeah, agreed. Like, just chill and treat everyone equally. I mean, if we all just cut our arms open and if we all bleed red, then we're all human. We're all the same. No one is above or below anyone else.
But with the police, you said they just don't do anything.
Exactly. It really depends on the person.
Fair enough.